We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live, Boxing Ego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Oscar De La Hoya is confident. I do believe Ryan Garcia, he did emotional and mental damage to Devin Haney. And if he wants to prove it, he can prove it with Jose. Shot. Do. Oscar De La Hoya sent his shots Devin Haney's way. Listen, a lot going on, a lot for me to go over in this video. So buckle up and we're going to go over everything that transpired. Now, best in the business, and it's not even close here. Oscar De La Hoya took to his social media and he posted a picture, and at first glance it just looks like the famous picture, now famous, of Ryan Garcia dropping Devin Haney. But wait, there's more. It is not in fact that same exact photo. What it is Ryan Garcia's body and Jose Ramirez's face superimposed on the body of Ryan Garcia with Devin Haney getting dropped. So when this was on my timeline, I almost kept scrolling because I thought it was just a picture, because I see a lot of people still kind of celebrating Devin Haney's initial loss to Ryan Garcia on social media. So at this point, it's nothing new to see people posting the videos of Devin getting dropped and the aftermath and his face and stuff like that. I keep seeing it on social media. So initially I almost didn't see it, but your boy being particular and paying attention to details, I seen that they photoshopped Jose Ramirez's face on. Nice touch. Oscar De La Hoya says, 1 year later, same result for Devin Haney, and he tagged him. Only difference is that he will see a different face looking down at him this time. We are only 8 days away from history being made in Times Square. Golden Boy does it again. So he's really backing his guy, and he believes that Jose Ramirez has, you got the right stuff, New Kids on the Block voice, the right stuff to defeat Devin Haney. Golden Boy, they also posted, who else is ready to see Ryan Garcia doing what he does in the ring, and his pictures of him from the Devin Haney fight. So the Ryan Garcia performance has garnered a lot of attention and is now infamous. De La Hoya also took to his social media and put the fire emoji, and he put May 2nd, and it's that same picture, right? So I keep seeing stuff like this, and at first I was like, it's Oscar De La Hoya. He's not a fighter anymore. You know what I mean? You can say once a fighter, always a fighter, but I mean the role that you see him in is as a businessman and a promoter. So he's not the fighter. He doesn't like actually have a fight signed up, stuff like that. That's what I mean, right? So I was like, all right, maybe De La Hoya just got his promoter hat on and he's just selling the fight. And of course he's going to back his guy tough, just like Chris Eubank is fighting against Conor Benn. Eddie Hearn doesn't have the greatest relationship with Chris Eubank, and he has Conor Benn signed to Rematch Room, right? So of course Eddie Hearn's going to back his guy, and he's pulling for Conor Benn tough in that equation. So similar concept there, right? Promoters back their guy. I mean, you look at Top Rank, Bob Arum, when he has the fighter signed to him, he'll sing their praises, right? Terrence Crawford, Shakur Stevenson, Floyd Mayweather. There's an old interview where Bob Arum said that Floyd was pretty much the greatest fighter since Muhammad Ali or something like that, right? But then after Floyd bought himself out of his contract, became Money Mayweather, made $1 billion in the sport, and then ultimately, shunned Top Rank and did it on his own. Bob Arum doesn't too much say nice things about Floyd Mayweather to this day. He like, Mayweather Mayweather, he's a boring fighter. Manny Pacquiao, he's exciting. But Floyd Mayweather, he doesn't electrify. Right? You know how Bob Arum do it. So at first, that's what I was thinking. I was like, all right, Golden Boy, De La Hoya, Ramirez. But then I see a lot of people that are picking Jose Ramirez, right? ES News has an interview with Mikey Garcia. He said he went down to Las Vegas to place a bet on Jose Ramirez. Now, you could say, or his brother is training Jose Ramirez and he's been in the gym, so, you know, it's a friend of the family and stuff like that. But it's not just them. I'm seeing fans and a lot of people. Gabe Rosado, I don't know if he's done an official prediction, but he said Jose Ramirez was not the right fight to come back to necessarily for Devin Haney. So you could see the fall from grace that Devin Haney has experienced. Listen, you could believe me or you could believe the Haney-act channels and content creators. There's a lot of low quality content available in the world of boxing. Trust me on that, right? Poor visuals, bad audio, cheap looking thumbnails, rushed out content, clickbait, you know, just trying to get someone to click on the video, but not much is contained in the video. You could take my opinion or you could listen to that. It is totally up to you. Listen to Brand X if you want. I'm telling you what it is, right? And at the end of the day, there are a lot of people who they don't seem confident in Devin Haney. That's just what it is. There's not a high level of confidence that I'm seeing in the Devin Haney brand. Now, I've made videos about it and content. He does look like he is in great shape. He looks like he's in great shape. But here's the thing that I've also commented on is Devin does look like he's in phenomenal shape, but it's almost like he's advertising it a bit too much. Meaning, like, for example, when you're winning, right? Meaning when he had beat Regis Prograis, we'll say, he didn't go on this like parade of posting progress pics to show he's in shape and doing all these photo galleries of that. What I was seeing from Devin Haney at that time, when he was on a high note, if you will, is he was posting more things shopping and going to malls and hopping out of Lambos and whips and bags from going to the gallery malls and stuff like that. And, you know, maybe being at an event and wearing sunglasses and wearing bell-bottom pants and bags and stuff like that. That's what I was seeing from Devin Haney. Like, it wasn't necessarily even about boxing. It was more image and brand stuff, right? And that's fine. I mean, to each his own. You got the money, you earned it legally, whatever. But now it's like Devin looks in shape, and it seems like there's a lot of doubts that people have regarding Devin Haney and will he be the same fighter mentally, that kind of thing. And it's like he's almost trying to silence that through pictures and showing that he's, oh, I've been working hard, y'all. Like, I'm in the gym and I got a six-pack and stuff like that. But really, the ultimate test is going to be, I've always said this, the ultimate test is going to be your next couple of fights. Not even just your next fight, your next several fights. Because boxing, I've seen this. I've seen this movie before where you'll have a guy and he'll take a nasty, like, bad loss, right? Where it's embarrassing. Your confidence should wane. Your confidence should drop. And as a result, they'll usually do tune-up fights, right? So, for example, when Floyd Mayweather beat Ricky Hatton, now I'm giving you boxing history. I'm the best in the business, and it's not even close. They not with me. Y'all know that. I'm the best. I'm the best at this. Now I'm just dropping gems just because I can. All freestyle. But when Floyd Mayweather fought Ricky Hatton, he was undefeated. Floyd knocked him out in the 10th round, right? Made him hit the turnbuckle, right? Floyd knocked him out. That was the end of that. And after that, Ricky Hatton got like 2 wins fighting Paulie Malignaggi and some other dude, Lascano, right? To build his confidence back. And he stopped Paulie Malignaggi, but the other dude, he went the full distance with that guy. But at that particular time, particularly, these weren't big names that he was coming back. So Floyd, great. One of the greatest to ever do it. I get it. He's the GOAT, right? So that's an elite, a known elite name. But then fighting Lascano and going 12 rounds with him, I understand it, but it's not no elite name at that point in the division. And then fighting against Paulie Malignaggi, you know what I mean? At that time, those were just like standard okay wins. But then after that, he fought Manny Pacquiao. I want to. It's up to my promoter. I believe. Woo. Right. Then that's another elite name at that point, right? So you fighting Manny Pacquiao, that means something different. And guess what? Pacquiao stretched Ricky Hatton and knocked him out crazy, right? I think it was the second round. Now that's boxing history for you. So let me put this all together. The reason I told you guys this anecdote, this allegory, is so I could put it all together right now. So with Ricky Hatton, he fought an elite person in Floyd Money Mayweather. Like I said before, Ricky Hatton, he got a whole country behind him. He's a young and hungry champion, but at the end of the day, skills win fights, hard work, dedication. Like I said before, right? He fought an elite person like Floyd Money Mayweather. That didn't work out for him. He lost his undefeated record, got knocked out. Then he took 2 soft touches, 2 tune-up fights, which I just went over, Lascano and Paulie Malignaggi. But then when he went back up to that level, like world level, elite level, in I believe it's up to God. God tell me I will knock out Ricky Hatton. You know what I mean? When he went up to the Manny Pacquiao side of things, he went back up to that level, he got knocked out even quicker by Manny Pacquiao. So that's what I'm saying when it comes to Devin Haney. It's not going to be shown until we see several fights. Now, I will say this, sidebar, the matchups look more aggressive than back then, where like Ricky Hatton was afforded 2 tune-ups. This dude, Turkey, he don't look like he into that. He's like, I'm putting together cards. I want it to be of a certain caliber and quality, and I don't really care about your backstory. You know, he just had Martin Bacoli get knocked out in 2 rounds by Parker, and now he got to fight a puncher that's 6'6" in F.A. Ajagba. You know what I mean? Months later. So Turkey don't seem like he too much care about that and backstory and stuff. He just want what he want, and he'll put up money for what he wants. So Devin is going to come out very soon where he's at. Versus like Ricky Hatton, you're able to hide it a little bit when you do tune-up fights. So at best, Devin Haney probably is only going to get one kind of a tune-up fight with Jose Ramirez. And then if Ryan wins and he wins, they're supposed to rematch each other. So it's going to be very interesting. Now, I will be very truthful like I always am on my channel. There's a lot of people that are like pro Jose Ramirez winning. I'm not too sure about that. For me, I don't think Jose Ramirez did not look impressive enough to me specifically for me to believe that this is a guaranteed win for him, like some people. So me personally, I don't have the confidence that some people seemingly have in Jose Ramirez, because I don't think he looked particularly well or great in his last couple of fights, like Barbosa and Rances Bartholomew and some of these other fights, right? He didn't really look spectacular, and it's at a new weight class. But I will say there is a big however. The big however is boxing has always been about timing. I've said this from day one. Timing matters in boxing. And Jose Ramirez, although I just said he hasn't looked amazing, he also didn't get stopped or anything like that. So it's not like there's more embarrassing ways to lose, we'll say, right? So that being said, he's getting Devin at a potentially very vulnerable point. I truly believe if Devin never fought Ryan and went from Regis Prograis to Jose Ramirez, everybody in boxing would be picking Devin Haney pretty unanimously to defeat Jose Ramirez. I truly believe it. But the thing is, styles make fights and timing matters in boxing. So if you're not looking that great and your last opponent is totally different than your next opponent, then you might be able to pull something off. You know what I mean? And then you look at your opponent and he really didn't look great. Like, you could say Jose Ramirez, what versus Barbosa, but Barbosa's on a hot streak and he's pretty big. And Ramirez didn't get like tore up by Barbosa. He just convincingly lost, right? Convincingly lost, without a shadow of doubt, he lost. But that's Barbosa. Barbosa also wasn't coming off of the performance that Devin's shown with Regis Prograis. You know what I mean? So it's really an interesting fight because of the timing. Like, for me, I will always say timing matters, and you get guys at the right time. Like this, like, look at what Canelo did to Kovalev. That's a perfect example. That fight to this day is FAF to me. That was not the same Kovalev that Andre Ward fought. He fought Kovalev coming off of the Anthony Yarde performance in Russia, and then rushed Kovalev back into the gym. That's a bar. I said Kovalev beat Yarde in Russia, and then he rushed you know what I mean? He rushed your boy into another fight camp, and he ain't had no time to like unwind and take a break in between fight camps. In the Yarde fight, people sleep on it, but that was pretty tough for Kovalev. There was a moment where it looked like he was about to get stopped, and his trainer at that time, Buddy McGirt, said, if you give me another round like that, it's over. I'm about to pull the plug on this. You know what I mean? So that's a perfect example of what I'm saying with this whole timing deal. Is Canelo hadn't fought at 175, so what he did is fought Kovalev, who had no real break in between two tough fights and probably tough training camps, and he did that to get the resume name. And look, I stopped him, and Andre Ward didn't stop him in the first fight. You know what I mean? So it looks like Kovalev is like getting destroyed by Canelo. And the other thing is, Kovalev was also older. Every year we age. Kovalev was another couple years older from the Andre Ward fight. Also got knocked out by Eliter Alvarez. But this is what I'm talking about when it comes to timing. So for Ramirez, Devin Haney, the timing for both makes this very interesting. But a lot of people truly believe Ramirez gets it done. For me, I can't be as confident as them because I don't think he's looked that great in recent fights. And Devin Haney, he knows what he's up against. He's in shape. He knows, who wants to relive what you went through with the Ryan fight, So I think you're going to get a focused, determined Devin Haney that's going to be on his job and try not to let embarrassment happen. Because if he loses to Ramirez, it's like put a fork in him almost. You know what I mean? And that might sound harsh because it's like, oh, it's only 2 losses, but you can't lose too crazy, 2 back-to-back. Like, it's going to be very hard for a person like Devin Haney because, like, Devin Haney is not like a Ruslan Provodnikov. Like, a guy like that, and I'm just being real. Some people get mad that I'm saying it, but I'm only being real. Yeah. Right? A guy like Ruslan Provodnikov, he's like a guilty pleasure type of fighter to watch. Like, I don't think anyone's saying he's the most special guy or, he's the next Mayweather. Nobody was saying that. People just liked him. He got power, and he's a ferocious style that's exciting to watch. So, unfortunately for the guys like that, the odds are not the same. Like, people see him with a couple losses, and because he has an exciting style, they'll still be down to watch him fight in the future because he's fun to watch. But Devin Haney, he's been marketed completely different. I mean, some his own doing, kind of comparing himself to Floyd Mayweather, putting up flyers saying Floyd passed him the torch and different stuff like that. You can't take 2 back-to-back horrible losses or get stopped or dropped or hurt versus Ramirez. We already know what happened with Ryan, and then still be like, oh, I'm the next Mayweather. I'm the next Mayweather. So for Devin, the stakes are higher because he's been regarded as like one of the 4 horsemen and a top skilled fighter. If you're considered a top skilled fighter, you're always going to be held to a higher standard. And for real, when you're black, you're always going to be held to a different and higher standard in the sport of boxing. And I know that offends people, and I'm glad, good, because it's the truth. When you're a black fighter, and I have so many ways to prove it, like you see non-black fighters, they have a controversial fight, they never even have to do a rematch, like Golovkin, Derevyanchenko, Golovkin versus Danny Jacobs. These were controversial fights where some people thought Golovkin could have lost. He don't even have to do a rematch. You know, you got Canelo. He can fight Bivol and lose, fight Mayweather, lose, and never pursue a rematch. And especially Bivol, because he had the power. Bivol said, I'll come to 168, so there's no excuses, and get with you. And it's a chance for undisputed because he hadn't been undisputed yet, right? But there's no pressure. There's never no pressure for certain fighters. But let it be Tank Roach. Let it be Jermell Charlo versus Harrison. Let it be Jermell Charlo versus Castano. Let it be Sugar Ray Leonard versus Roberto Duran. Let it be Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder versus Fury. It's like retribution, getting it back in blood is almost expected. I mean, even Devin Haney, since the video is about Devin Haney in his next fight, Devin Haney is expected to fight Ryan Garcia. But other fighters, they have these, you know, asterisk fights or controversial fights or arguably lost fight, and there's really not much pressure from mainstream media, old media, to get back in there and settle the score. Rant over. Anywho, De La Hoya and others seem very confident in Jose Ramirez. So this is definitely going to be a fight that you're going to want to tap into. Like I said, I haven't done a fight prediction because I really don't know. I mean, I've said things like my opinions on the fight, but I've never given an actual fight prediction because I think the timing makes this fight pretty weird. You know, it's kind of unique. Like this is not really it's not even really a matchup I was thinking about. And both fighters, we don't really, it's a catch weight. There's a lot of variables here. You know, the fight at 144, we never really seen either guy above 140. So it's kind of a sit back and watch and see what happened. But I do think that card, there's going to be an upset. I truly believe that. I have a feeling about that. Between the T.O. fight, the Devin fight, and the Ryan fight, I don't think it's going to get, somebody's brand is going to take a hit. Put it that way. Ego Stradamus. And yeah, I said it. We unpack. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new, but even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate, so ultimately you can realize all of your online goals. Use my affiliate link in the description and grow your channel fast.